How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to take the time to walk you through some of the new mechanics of Cavern Shuffle, Peril on the Planet, and then show you some gameplay. First off, we're going to start with the big boss enemy of this encounter. It's the Crawler. The Crawler will work and operate the same as the Minotaur, so it will move one pile to the right every time you transfer a card to the party pile. So this could be a treasure, this could be a one of the four um, adventurers you see here. So it's going to make its way all the way to the end, but this time it's going to flip, and when it flips, it will come with a secondary ability. You can see the art is kind of changed a little bit, but when it reveals, enemies are going to refer to their infected text box. So a great example of this is the frenzy. So typically or normally on the face up side, its difficulty is going to be 5. So your party's level is going to be 5 in order to beat it. But while it's infected, it cannot be defeated. So it's best to find this before the crawler turns on their uh, face down side. Next, we have the tangle. So the Tangle comes, this was kind of like the mini boss, if you think about it, to this adventure, but its difficulty is a 25, so a little bit higher than you'd normally see in Maze of the Minotaur. But this one is, when available, move this into an empty passage. So if an empty pile comes up, you can move it into that empty space, and then while it's infected, you now move it onto the largest sequence. So this sequence would mean the number of cards in a sequence, not necessarily how many cards are face down in the pile. So we'll get to that when we see it. Next, we'll have the scanner. So the scanner will be our starting item for this adventure. And so it will come with 3 different abilities. Each ability will require this little icon here. It says new icon. It is in reference to specimen. And specimen can be found directly tied to the different obstacles in this adventure. So think about them as the adventurers are trying to uncover clues or discover, kind of what's ailing the area. So they have to go investigate. They work exactly the same as completing obstacles in, Maze of the Minotaur, where each one will be dependent on how many you complete before it. So 1, 3, 5, and 7. But this time they'll be tailored to the alignment of the adventurers. So these two up at the top here will need either a medic or a chemist. You see their light colored adventurers here. And then you have your chaotic obstacles. So it would need a soldier or an engineer, your dark colors here. Once you collect the specimen, you can then use it. You can use the scanner as many times as you have the specimen to do so. So, for example, if I wanted to adapt 3 times, as long as I have 3 specimen, I can do so. If I wanted to look underneath one of the piles in the dungeon, I can do that as well. And then, you know, this last one, similar to the potion, you're reducing the next obstacle or enemy difficulty by 3. That's going to take 2 specimen. So as you collect your specimen, you kind of just put it up to the top, and then you flip it over once you no longer need it. And with that, let's jump right in. Now that we're shuffled in, we can kind of jump right into it. As you can see, the setup exactly the same as Maze of the Minotaur, as well as classic Solitaire. So you're going to have 1 card in the first pile, 7 cards in the 7th pile with your starting item above, and the boss encounter, the crawler, in the first pile. This is a great board to kind of showcase some of the new stuff. So you have a level 1 adventure here. You have the Anthor. He is our level 15 difficulty enemy. So it's a 15, but while infected, the difficulty costs 1 more for each item in your inventory. This would imply that the scanner and all the other items that you collect, such as this one, will increase the Anthor's difficulty by 1. And then now we have an infected crewmate. So the infected crewmate works exactly the same as minor illusion, but this time it will come with its own difficulty. So when you place this into the dungeon, you can continue any sequence, but you can't just remove it willy-nilly. You actually have to defeat it. So we're going to start by placing up some of the cards that we can start moving. So the infected crewmate can move up to our inventory up here, and we'll flip up a new card. We also have the engineer here. We can move over and make start our party with a level 1 character, but we're going to probably go through the explore pile. So the explore pile works exactly the same as in Solitaire. So we're going to flip up 3 at a time, and you can play the top card off of the pile as long as it is available to you. So let's just flip up 3 at a time and see what we got. 5. I see some good things, but I don't see anything that can help us in this moment. I'll move this 5 over onto the 6 because we have a light colored suit onto a dark colored suit. All sequences in the dungeon will be counting down. So for instance, this 4 can move on this 5, which we could probably do. Another light colored 6. Oh, dark colored 5. Uh, when we are finished with the explore pile, without shuffling, we just flip it over and we can flip up 3 cards at a time again. So I actually think it's probably best to move up this engineer. So we'll flip up a card, and then when you move the engineer up to the party pile, the crawler will move 1 space over. It will block our ability to interact with that card, so we no longer can move that too, but it also opens us up a space here. So say this 10 could move over here. I think I saw a dark colored 10, which might help us with this 9. That might be more beneficial at this moment. So let's just go through one more time. 5 still doesn't help us. This one needs a lawful character, even though we have a chaotic character. So we're just going to keep moving. Can't complete it. 7 can't do anything for us. See, this is the 10 I was thinking about. Move the 10 here to then move the light colored 9 over here. 8. Oh, look at that. Then we can move the 8 to move this 10. I find people are so hasty to, see a 10, see an empty space, you got to move it in there. But there's some of the other cards that are giving us a lot more information here. So for instance, like because there was this 9, this light colored 9, if we move the 10 in that space, we now no longer have a space for a dark 10 to move that 9 into. So we need that 7, 8. Say we wanted the dark 9, we could use this infected crewmate onto this 10 to move this 8, but I don't know if we have to do it yet. Trudge. So this is a chaotic obstacle. Because we've completed no other obstacles before this, so we only need a level 1 chaotic adventure, which we do have, which we could complete. I don't mind it. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna move it up with our scanner to denote how much specimen we have. This 2 could probably go on this 3, and this 9. Oh, look at that, 8. And then we have the medic, so we'll move it up. It'll move 1 over, unlocking this 2. So we can do that again. Oh, well, now we're rolling. Because I think we can move this 3. Okay. I'm going to hold on for now. I know I have this move up here, but moving the crawler onto this 5, maybe I don't want to do that quite yet. 7. Left or right? Doesn't really matter. Does it? Let's go with this one. Oh, look at that. That was the right decision. Yeah, so I think we could probably just move up this chemist. Flip it up, move this over, move this 2, over. Now we have 5 and our difficulty is 5. So it's probably best to complete this frenzy while we have the chance because its difficulty is 5. Our party level is 2 plus 2 plus 1, so it's 5. So we're going to move this to the side, out of play. Oh, now we have this 10. Don't know if I saw the other 10. We're going to leave that for now. And there's the 9. Okay. Funny. Um, okay, so we keep going. 5 doesn't help us. Extract because we do not have a level 3 lawful character because we already completed one obstacle. We have 2 and 2, so we can't complete this yet, but the 3 is underneath there. 7 could go. Oh, here we go. Tangle. So the tangle, while it is um, in here, it's going to check for if there's an empty passage. So we don't have an empty passage for it to uh, leap into, but as soon as this crawler moves 1 over, this will start going onto the largest sequence, which is this one. I don't necessarily think we want them to block that yet. So we're going to keep it covered, keep it locked away in there, and hope it doesn't come out, which it might. I want to move this onto this. We keep the tangle here, and that 9 and that 10. Okay. There are a few moves we can make, like this one. And then we have the shelter. So the shelter is a new mechanic that I've been playing around with, and think of it as a protective barrier from, the different enemies in the dungeon. So you start a new pile separate from the dungeon. So it can start over here, it can be placed wherever within reach for you, and you can move any adventurer from the explore pile on top of it. So say that you really needed a 7 to get out from here onto the board, but you had no 8, it can then be kind of that starting number. So we'll get to it when we see it. We see the opportunity to use it, but right now we don't necessarily need it. And I think this 3 might have to go onto the board, because if not, we might lose the opportunity to get it again. So we're going to move it here. The crawler will flip, and now so all enemies will refer to their infected ability. So this will now be an 18 because we have 3 items in our inventory, but that is okay. We are far away from doing that. We can now complete this obstacle. Why not? We have a level 3 medic, so now we have 2 specimen. Chemist, level up. Move this 2 up finally. Take this 8. Flip up 3 more. Oh, if we put this down, the tangle will come out, but we actually don't have an opportunity to do that yet. So we have no 8. Might be worth using some of our items now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can also start moving things up. So we're going to go 3, 4, 5. Nope, we don't have a 4. That got ahead of myself. 5. I think I want to use this infected crewmate. That's what we'll do. We're going to make this a chaotic 7, so that now we can move this 6 onto that 7. So flip another one. Oh, there's a 4. 4. There. Soldier 1. That's the last piece of our puzzle. Soldier and flip. So no tangle, no problem. So we can move that over. Now we have come across capture, which is our second chaotic obstacle, and this would be our third completed obstacle, so we need a 5. Currently we don't have a 5, but now we do. Might move this first. I also realized that this is not in camera, so I can move this up for players. What was I saying? We could probably move this. Oh, well, sorry. So 15, 13. Move this here, which is not a bad thought. We're very crowded over here. Might just flip up 3 more and see what we got. So 1, 2, 3. The 7 still doesn't help us. 1, 2, 3. And we have the 9. So we can move this here, hope that there's a 7, or we can just keep leveling up and hope for 4. Let's try it. Oh, of course. So we've come across the Throg. So while infected, its difficulty will cost 1 more for each enemy in the dungeon, which it's currently not infected, so we are good with that. That might have been the wrong play, but we probably have options. We could probably just rank up here. So we're going to use rank up. Rank up is similar to treasure if you're familiar with Maze of the Minotaur, but it can count as the next card in a sequence up at the top here. So it is now a 2. So moving it will move the crawler. We'll go 3, 4. Oh, no, wait. 4, 4. We definitely have enough to beat the Throg, so we'll just put that off to the side. And then we are at 17, so we definitely could beat the Anthor. 1, 2, 3, 7. What we probably could do is we could move this over here. This only needs to be a 15, so we have that. So we'll just move it off to the side. This over, move this up, and there's that 8 for this 7, which will activate the tangle. So the tangle here will move to an empty passage, this being an empty passage here. So it will move and it will jump in. Might bother us on this last little bit, but we probably are okay. So 9. We also have a lot of specimen. So what are our largest piles? This is going to be a largest pile. This is going to be our largest pile. So we're probably going to be 5 going over. This flips. The tangle, luckily, is underneath the crawler, so it's not going to move this time, but it will move on the next time we move a card up. So it's going to jump to this pile, so we need to maybe move some stuff around. This onto here. That's probably what we can do. Just going to block here. Oh, let's go for it. So I was going to move that there. I'm going to try to win this one without using the specimen. We probably use the shelter here. That's probably the best thing we can do. So the shelter, we're going to place off to the side somewhere, within reach, hopefully within camera. And we're going to move a card from the explore pile on top here. So we're starting with a 9. We can move some cards into that space. So we'll move these ones into here. So remember, no enemy can enter that space while all those cards are in there. Specimen. Don't need that. Okay, 10 can probably come down. 6 can go up. So we need to move this up. This 6 is going to bother me. And there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, we'll just go. So 5 goes across. Tangle will now move over to the largest pile. So this one has 4, this one has 5, this one has 5. So this is going to be the largest sequence in a tiebreaker. So then we move this 5 up. Move this 6 up. Can move this 6 up. 6. Oh, look at that. Easy. When you come across the original card used in rank up, you simply just set that off to the side. You can leave it in play if you need it, but we don't need it. So we could probably just move this one up and that will flip. The Tangle will see that it's no longer infected and move to an empty pile, revealing this pile that we needed. And because we needed 28 with the crawler, we don't have to go through everything. We just need everything to be a 7. So we are in pretty good shape. I don't see us losing here. So we'll just make everything a 7. Yep. Move it over. We gain the specimen for a victory lap, and that is the game. You kind of saw it here briefly with the Tangle, but the Tangle can really mess you up if you don't really plan ahead. So we had to use all of our items, but we kept all of our specimen, and I hope you enjoy.